So we have learned about the sign convention. So if this is the direction of incident light and this is also the direction of this x-axis, then we can apply the sign convention according to Cartesian coordinates. That means right side is positive x-axis, left side is negative x-axis. Upper side is positive y and this side is negative. Hence height downwards are negative, height upwards are positive. This distance towards the right of the mirror are positive and distance on this left side of the mirror are negative. But one important thing is that the direction of incident light is towards the positive x-axis. This is towards the positive x-axis. So we can say it in another terms, all the distances that are in the direction of incident light. So distances along the incident light are positive, distances against the incident light are negative. So incident light is in this direction, so in this direction distances are positive, in this direction distances are negative. Height upwards are positive, height downwards are negative. So this is our sign convention, and it is very similar to the Cartesian system. Suppose if we have a lens instead of this mirror, again this will become optical center instead of pole. So this will be our optical center, and somewhere we will have principal focus that we are not going to see right now. But if this is the incident light, these distances will be considered positive, these distances will be considered negative, because these are opposite to the incident light. Heights upward positive, height downwards negative. So this is our sign convention. So now after understanding pole, optical center, incident light, tangent, normal, all other things, now let us try to understand what is the focal length of spherical mirrors. So now we are going to learn about the focal length. Figure 9.3 shows what happens when a parallel beam of light is incident on a concave mirror or a convex mirror. So let us see the figure, then we will understand it better. So we have two different mirrors. First one is our concave mirror. Second one is our convex mirror. So this is concave and second one is convex mirror. We will see this third figure little bit later. First let us see. So what is happening? So here we have this pole P and this is center of curvature C. This is the center of curvature, means if we complete this circle, the center of that circle will be this C point if we complete this circle. So this is called our center of curvature C. This is pole or geometrical center of this spherical mirror, and we put a line joining these 2 points. So this is called our principal axis. So now what we have? We have a parallel beam of rays or parallel beam. So beam is formed with different rays. So we have a parallel rays or a beam of parallel rays. So these are parallel rays. Now what will happen? What will happen in this case? First of all, we have this convex mirror. So as we have learned that at every point this normal would be different. And how can we find this normal? We will put a tangent at that point. And at the tangent, suppose this is the tangent. So if this incident ray is making some angle theta, so it will again reflected at angle theta. Another way of finding this normal, how can we find normal? So what we can do to find the normal, we connect this point with this center of curvature. If we connect this point with center of curvature, then this point is again a normal, because this is a spherical surface. So let us connect. So at this point this is our normal, this is normal, here this is our normal, here this is our normal. So if we connect that point with the center of curvature, that is also a normal. So what happens in that case? Since this is a spherical mirror, so normal at each and every point is different. Here we have put this tangent and this is our normal. Here this is our tangent and this is our normal. This is our tangent, this is normal. This is our normal, and here again this is our tangent and this is our normal. So in each case what we can see, this theta and this theta are equal, this and this angle are equal. Since here there is no angle, this is again 0, this small angle and this small angle are equal, here this angle and this angle are equal. In each cases the ray that is coming and that is reflecting are making equal angle. Now what will happen in this case of when we take a convex mirror? So again we have a parallel beam of light, this is parallel beam. So here we have this pole, this is center of curvature, and we draw a simple line. This line is called principal axis. This is principal axis. Now again to find what is the normal, first we have to draw the tangent and then normal to this tangent is the normal to this point. Then again if this angle is theta, this angle must be theta. Let me zoom it. Let me zoom it for both type of mirror, then you will see much more clearly. So first of all, this is our convex mirror. So this is our principal axis and this is first beam, this is second beam. I am showing only 3 beams so we can see much more clearly. And somewhere here we have center of curvature. We have center of curvature. So what will happen? If we connect this point and this center of curvature, that will be a normal. This will be a normal. So if this angle is theta, so beam will be reflected at theta angle from this normal. So this is again theta. So there is a one point. Since this is there is no angle, so beam will reflect on the same angle, beam will retrace its path. Again we have to connect this point with this C. So this angle is theta, this angle is theta, then beam will reflect at this angle theta, because law of reflection will remain same. The point where all these beams will meet is called focal point or principal focus. Where all these beams meet, that is called focal point or principal focus of this convex or concave mirror, principal focus of this concave mirror. Now in case of this convex mirror, so let me again zoom this figure. So let me make somewhere here. So this is our convex mirror. So this is our principal axis, this is center of curvature. So first beam is coming at this point and second beam is or second ray is coming at this point. So this is our parallel beam, parallel light beam. Then what happens? So if we connect this point with C, so this is our normal. So this angle is theta. So this angle is theta, then the beam must be reflected at theta angle. So this angle is also theta. If we extend this line, so this will come at this point. It will come at this point. Again we connect this point with C, extend this, so this angle is theta, so beam must be reflected at angle same theta angle. Again if we extend this line, this will again pass through this point. So this point is called principal focus or focal point of this convex mirror. But what is the difference between focal point of this concave mirror and convex mirror? Here we are actually getting the light beam. Here we are actually getting the light beam because light beam is going through this and light is reflected through this point. So this is actually we are getting. Here this focal point is an imaginary point. This is an imaginary point because lights are going outwards and it seems to appear that they are meeting at this point F. Here the light beams are actually meeting at this point F. Here they are appear to be meeting at this point. So that is the difference. So what is the difference? In case of concave lens, the light beams after reflection meet at a point which is called principal focus of this spherical mirror. In case of convex lens, after reflection, light beam or rays are appear to be not meeting, appear to be meeting at a point which is called principal focus of the convex mirror. So difference, here they are actually meeting, here they are appear to be meeting, because here they are diverging, so they can meet only if we extend them inwards. Here they are converging, so they will actually meet at a point F.